The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Bull Bear Binary Option Hour. Brought to you by Nadex. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044. Now, Tom and Tommy O'Brien.
Welcome, folks. Appreciate you growling and prowling with us out here. Right now, we have the Dow Industrials up 177. You get the Nasdaq down 6. S&Ps are up 12. Gold contract flat, $12.71. We have silver up 5 cents, $16.38. Light sweet crude. That's quite a bit, huh?
Yeah, I was clicking on news articles. We'll get into it, but yeah, oil. With OPEC going on today, you got some volatility to the upside. You got OPEC boosting their output. We'll get into some of that for sure.
You know, they put their output up, and it still goes up.
I think they wanted more output.
I guess so. Up $1.70, trading 67.24. Notes and bonds. You get the 10-year note down 3 ticks, 119.24. 30-year bond off 8. 143.22. You get King Dollar down 99 ticks at 94.305. The euro is at 116.50 to 1 US dollar. Yen is at 110 to 1 US dollar. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Let's take a look inside these indices first. What's intriguing out here is that, you know, the Dow is the one that would have been 10 days in a row yesterday, I believe.
No, I think yesterday was the 8th consecutive day.
Okay.
It was, not would have been, it was the 8th.
Okay.
Today could be the 9th, which could be the first time since 1978, which I found remarkable that it's, and that's where we've talked about before, the power of streaks, right? In terms of it's very difficult to get 9 in a row, 10 in a row losses, the probabilities. I just couldn't believe it. Since 1978, we haven't had 9 down. You know, I mean, as in, there wasn't a span in there somewhere where you just had the Dow like down 7 points one day, down 8. And,
I wasn't even in the market in 1978.
It's just crazy, right? Totally. I wasn't even in this planet in 1978.
That's right.
So there you go.
Dow right now is up 0.7%. S&Ps are up 0.3. Nasdaq is flat. So
yeah, flat to negative.
Let's go look at Red Hat. Red Hat's probably putting some numbers into this. Yeah, Red Hat come out with their numbers last night. The numbers weren't bad, but their guidance was not great. And that baby, what was interesting is that the option market was saying that it was going to be a 8.9% move, and they got a 10% move pretty quick.
Yeah.
This is you talk about a gap down, man. Holy cow.
Definitely. Look at that chart, though.
Isn't that a chart? That's
just a blip.
What we're looking at, folks, is that you had a high this month of 177, and right now you're at 145. Big number.
Definitely.
Some of the other higher volume equities out here as we kick into the weekend. And you know what? Well, here, let's go through these first. You got GE is up 8 cents. We got Microsoft down $1.15. You have, let's see, Comcast is up 50. Twitter is down 11 cents. No big deal. Let me go see. So today, folks, is the first day that tariffs actually come into play in Europe. And it's intriguing. So if you buy a Harley-Davidson today, coming into that country, it costs you 25% more.
Okay.
25% tariff. And today's the first day for, and
And where does that? What tariff is that?
This
a vehicle tariff, or
so it's a 25% duty on. This is the retaliation for us putting tariffs on them. Here we go this way.
Oh, there. Okay. I saw something with Harley.
Yeah, I already.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Go ahead.
This is the retaliation that we put tariffs on them. That
There you go.
On the steel.
Yes. Yeah.
And so today is the first effective day.
Okay.
3.3 billion worth of goods, which trade issue, that's not a lot, but that's a huge amount if you happen to be in that community or working for that company.
Definitely, right.
That's 25% tax. Bottom line is that's a big number.
Yeah.
They got a chart in here, too.
Here we go. So the EU is imposing 25% duty on a range of U.S. products, including Harley-Davidson motorcycles, Levi jeans, and bourbon. That's where, it is amusing. They know where to hit them, man. They're hitting the Republican members of Congress in terms of Mitch McConnell and Paul Ryan.
Kentucky bourbon.
That's it.
Right.
Yeah, totally.
No doubt. What's interesting is that I remember the days that Levi's used to be worth a fortune in Europe. There's the
Sorry, go ahead,
chart. No, there's a chart right there.
Right here?
There's the chart, yeah. Because they had duties then too.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And there was a huge black market. You know, you getting out of college, you go to you go over there, you bring 15 pairs of Levi's. That'll keep you going for a couple weeks.
You know what's amazing? Levi's is now like a discount brand, right? In my
I
head,
know.
it is totally.
I know.
It's like the discount brand of jeans versus the designer brand of jeans. Yeah. Pretty interesting, for sure. We'll see. We're in the early stages.
And it hasn't hit the market yet. My take it's going to. I mean, how can it not?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Well.
So how about OPEC? Let's go over this story, because oil's rocking, and then we'll get into the cryptos as well, because Bitcoin approaching those lows. So here is the fundamental take of what's going on with OPEC. So OPEC and allies, including Russia, are going to boost oil production starting next month, offering relief to consumers. Well, they say that as the price skyrockets, right? After Saudi Arabia secured a last-minute deal to overcome Iran's veto threat. So they have an agreement, and in reality, though, they were saying the accord will add about 700,000 barrels. So I was reading this where, like, they almost can't ramp it up that fast, like some of the member states, to get to 1 million. So maybe they're saying 600,000, 800,000. Because several members are unable to increase their output to that level. And the agreement's a victory for Saudi Arabia and Russia, which for a month have advocated for a production increase to alleviate high prices. And for President Donald Trump, who criticized, as I say that, the price of oil is rising, though, almost $2. So I wonder what the market was really afraid of in terms of a bigger ramp up than that.
Right.
Maybe 1 million was kind of the lowest level they thought they would go coming into this meeting.
It's pretty wild, man.
It is. Think about it. It is. And then how about Bitcoin? So
I know. You just told me this. Yeah.
So you have Japan, and this is always, in terms of the fundamental risks, the geopolitical risks, in terms of just what's going to be a crackdown on the exchanges. And Japan cracking down on the exchanges and telling them to beef up their practice against money laundering. And so you have the biggest crypto exchange in Japan. Japan also being one of the biggest markets in general. You have Japan, you have South Korea, right? Not allowing a creation of new accounts, well, it improves its business. I don't know how long that's going to go, but either way, Bitcoin, you're talking 59.22, I believe, is that low that we hit going back to January, February, somewhere. 59.22. It might as well be like 6,000 is an important number, right? If we start getting into the 5900s, and man, we came as close as you can get, 61.04. This morning.
And don't forget, folks, on the Nadex platform, you can trade these spreads. The spread on the weekly will end this afternoon at 3 o'clock, but we have monthly spreads now, and those babies will, the monthlies keep going. The weeklies will open back up at 8 o'clock in the morning, Monday morning.
We sure do. Now, so what's interesting here, too, right, is that this gets a little bit skewed, because when these opened at the beginning of the month, that's what we talked about, it'll be interesting to see as we get to the end of the month if this gets towards one end or the other of this spread. Because there's very little premium in here.
Yes.
But if you're buying it, the risk reward is heavily in your favor. Like, look at that, right? You're risking 60 to make 90.
Right.
Okay, so it's a 3-to-2 trade essentially. You're risking $2 to make $3.
Right.
And what's great is usually you have to pay some premium, but you can see the bid-offer spread is just straddling.
Look at that.
The indicative. And basically what the market is saying there is that it sees enough equal risk to the downside to offset the equal risk to the upside on your. But guess what? I mean, if you were really bullish on Bitcoin, that's a great way to trade when, your losses are capped 6,000 to the downside, but you have profit potential of 9,000 to the upside.
And there's no such thing as defined risk if you actually go buy a Bitcoin.
Right. Well, there's defined risk to zero, and that's what it is here, too, to be fair. So
stay right there, folks. Tommy and I come right back.
Larry Pesavento has just started his brand new service, Fibonacci 24/7, and he's already delivering content to his subscribers on a daily basis when the market's opened and even on weekends. Each Monday, you'll receive Larry's written report that provides detailed commentary and a summary on the charts and videos that Larry sends out. And throughout the week, when warranted, Larry will send out via charts or videos or both the key markets that he is watching during the day. This will be up-to-the-date, active trading information that will help you in your daily trading. In Larry's first week alone, he sent out 25 charts, 6 videos, and a full report to his subscribers in just 1 week. If you're a technical trader that uses patterns and retracements to trade, then Larry's service Fibonacci 24/7 is something that you must try. Right now, new subscribers can get a full 30-day money-back guarantee. With nothing to risk, sign up now to Larry Pesavento's Fibonacci 24/7 by visiting the front page of TFNN.com under Trading Newsletters.
platinum, grains, crude oil, gold, copper, cattle, hogs, gasoline, natural gas, coffee, cotton, cocoa, and sugar. These are just some of the commodities mentioned in the most recent issue of Andy Hecht's Techno-Mental Commodity Report. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Techno-Mental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you will lock in the low rate of only $79 a month. Sign up right now for the Techno-Mental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
You know what's cool? Taking something that's good for you. Something specifically formulated to help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Nico, our hunter and gatherer ancestors found all their nutritional requirements for health in their wild environment. But today, our food sources no longer contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients our bodies need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionics, oil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty, and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated folic and humic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They have been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, life cannot exist without them.
That's right, Paige. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge, formulated and approved by Nico and Paige of Living a Primal Lifestyle. Buy it today for just $89. Click on the Primal Edge banner on the front page of TFNN.com. We take your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Welcome back, folks. Dow right now is up 180. You get the Nasdaq down 2. S&Ps are up 13. Let's go over to that Bitcoin. I got to see this.
What's the volume at, right?
Yeah. Well, you know, look at this. This is, so we get down to, on this one, 6,076. That's below that. We have below me the swing point of last week, which is 61.34.
And there's your low.
59.22.
February 6th. Yep.
And you know what happened here? So now watch this. I believe that we used to go like that and show the. I know. What I'm looking for, folks, is the volumes. Bloomberg changed the context of how this is done.
They're hiding the volumes from you, man.
Yeah. Well, in both the CME and the. I know.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't see menus. I don't see anything. We'll have to play with this at one of the breaks.
Right.
Yeah.
Because we used to be able to pull that up pretty quickly. Knowing Bloomberg, they'll start charging for it pretty soon. That's the bottom line. Just give them a few days.
Yeah.
But that's pretty intense, you know, because
Yes.
if this is ever an ABC down, you got what the first leg is 20,000, I believe. I'll bring this back. Oh my God, yeah. So, yeah,
It's not parabolic, is it?
19,500 down to 6. So you got that's 13,000, right?
Yep, 13.5.
And that, okay, so if it ever breaks this thing, we don't know the volume of it, but bottom line is that
It'd be 0. Right?
you break this and then you're at 2,900. This would just be like crazy, man. If it ever really does go back to 1,000.
Yeah, I mean it's
And it can.
Oh, sure. I mean, we're talking about the beginning of the show. If it goes back to 1,000, maybe it's going to 0 because
Why not,
it's either
right?
worth something or it's not. You know,
Yeah.
that's where it's not going to be like kind of worth something.
Yeah.
As in, it's either going to like have a lot of value where it's going to be something that's used, or it's not. And if it's something that's really worth something, there's only going to be 21 million or whatever there are. That's
Right.
it. That's the cool thing about Bitcoin is you can't get diluted.
Okay.
No matter what. So if it's worth something, it's really going to be worth something because there's only 20 million of them around in the world.
Right.
If it's not, then it's probably going to 0. I mean, you got to decide. That's where, you know, and
Yeah.
they're all arbitrary values, as in, why is it going to be worth 1,000 if it's kind of worthless? You know,
Yeah.
why not? As in, why is it worth 6,000 right now if it's been sliding. And that's just a fundamental take on it, but it really is where it's like, and you just got to keep in mind, there's only 20 million of them. So if it's really worth something, you know, it should be worth more than 1,000 or 500, or because 20 million of them across the world doesn't take much, man. You buy a Bitcoin, I buy a Bitcoin.
Oh yeah.
You know, that should be a market that's flying, not plummeting.
And then of course all the spin-offs from Bitcoin.
Yes, but that's a different deal. Right.
Yeah.
The other cryptocurrencies.
And they'll all go down too. I mean, they'll go down with them.
Yes,
You know,
yeah.
bottom
But that's
line.
where you could see Ethereum take off and Bitcoin just go to the wayside. You know, as in, I'm not saying they all go to zero. That's just a Bitcoin analysis where cryptos are going to be around, blockchain's going to be around. Is Bitcoin going to be around? That's the question.
Wow.
Yeah.
So let's go take a look at the gold market. It's intriguing out here. We have gold flat, yet the gold stocks are catching a big bid. I mean, look, it's really intriguing that you know, we're 1270 now. What gold did do, this is what's pretty cool, is that you know we had the price projection of an ABC down to 1267. We hit 1262 yesterday. You know, you're flat. That being said, the GDX, you know, caught a nice bid. You know, we're up 19 cents. Yeah. And now what happened yesterday is this. I had a call in the afternoon. The GDX really held up well for what happened with Newmont. Look at this move on Newmont, man. Yeah. Like, I got to look at this today to see
Maybe
exactly.
we can jump into the news after you pull this up.
Yeah.
Just so I'm curious as well.
It hit it bad, man.
That's,
I mean,
that's 3% almost down on the daily? Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, you had some volume behind the move. Now it's testing these lows out here
February
from
9th.
the 9th. So my point is with the GDX, it's pretty cool actually because this is the second largest weighting in the GDX, and the GDX yesterday was flat.
Okay.
So it's like, okay, the rest of those equities in there, you know, did pretty good.
Can we go into the weighting for that and just to break down which ones?
So let's see. Look at Newmont's. Actually, it's the number one one.
So it's 10% of the index. Yeah.
Which is pretty intense. Now that overtook Barrick. That's interesting, man. Barrick was always number one, but now you get Newmont's 9.6%, Barrick 7.3%, Franco-Nevada 6.2%, Newcrest 5.8%.
Can we go into Newmont? Well, I just wanted to see the news to see what they were saying yesterday.
I just couldn't find it quick enough. Right. You know, it's like it didn't seem like there wasn't anything that was like sticking out. Do you know what I mean?
No, I agree. I mean, because we're back. That's 621 is yesterday news. I mean, there's nothing here.
Right. Yeah. And they sold it, man. They sold they sold that thing down, man.
Yeah.
So if we go, we take a look at Barrick. That's the second largest weighting. It's not bad.
Yeah.
Okay, that held up yesterday.
Can I see yesterday's bar as well? Yeah.
Yeah.
So yesterday, opened it. Yeah, I mean, somewhat, but yeah.
Franco-Nevada, FNV. Now this equity here used to be one of the strongest gold stocks there are, and you know this thing got hit, you know, and hasn't come back yet. But when you put this on a longer basis, it still looks pretty good. You know, but that has to get up and going. That's a royalty stock. And then Rango Resources, which also was one of the strongest ones. This has been having a problem for a good period of time. Their problem here is not a management problem, it's a political problem. Okay. You know, you're 126 down to 75, and he's into West Africa in a big way. So what happens is that the Democratic Republic of Congo, where the mines are, he still get production out and all of that. But because politically there's so much happening in that country, I think the market's worrying about it. You know what I mean? Like there's a bunch of rebels on the other side of that country that's like, okay, man, you're going to take over the mines?
Sure.
Well,
Sure.
So, yeah, and thank you, Mike. So what has happened is that Royal Gold has taken over the market, meaning the strongest gold stock there is. Look at that.
Yeah.
You know, it's advertised.
Definitely.
You know, so, and this is another royalty company, and we'll see whether that's the one that's going to, you know, break topside.
Yeah.
Oh, you know, so look at this. You know, you have October 17th, Canada, totally legal weed, right?
Where does October 17th come from? Is that the day that they passed the letter?
No, they passed it yesterday.
Okay.
And Trudeau said.
Oh, that's going to be the date?
That's the date.
Yeah. Okay.
And look at the Canopy overtook its whole high yesterday. You know, high today is giving it up, but that's quite a move.
Definitely.
And Canopy, folks, is right now the largest legal basically grower in Canada.
Is there a larger illegal
No,
grower?
no, yeah, no, I know. It's so hard to get used to. Do you know what I mean?
I hear you. Just when you categorize
that's
it,
what
that's
it
like-
is.
no,
I
I
know.
hear
It's like, okay, man. It's like,
Hey, you know what? There might be a larger illegal grower, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
What was El Chapo, right? The Mexican
yeah,
guy.
right,
His,
right.
His company might be worth more than $10 billion.
Yeah,
I don't know.
right.
Yeah.
no. So you can see that number. That number's a big number. They're looking this year, folks, doing 79 million. Next year, doing 315 million, 314. So, we'll see with it. And the reason I like that one so much too is because of Constellation Brands buying 10%.
Sure.
That's
legitimized, as in, you get a liquor company.
Distribution.
10%,
Yeah.
right? They come in with some good, just like you're talking about, the infrastructure of distribution and right, supply chain, all that.
Stay right there, folks. Tommy and I come right back. You get a little selling on the Nasdaq and the S&Ps. We'll come right back, folks.
Today, it's hard to tell if the economy is coming or going. Regardless, I want my money going in the direction I choose. If that's your stance as well, then you want to know how Everbank can help keep your money thriving just the way you want. Is growing your money a priority? Everbank is committed to a yield pledge promise to pay high yields on your checking, money market, and CD balances. Looking to diversify? Everbank ingeniously developed accessible ways to spread your money around the world into foreign currencies and even non-FDIC insured metals. And when it comes to your wealth, they bring a highly experienced and global perspective to help you manage it. Everbank's financial philosophy flies in the face of the status quo. They believe your money's performance should not be determined by today's economic circumstances, but by the drive to rise above them and create opportunities that favor your objectives. If that excites you, like it does me, call 1-855-750-4051 to find out what they can do for you. That's 1-855-750-4051. Call them today. Everbank is a member FDIC and equal housing lender. Hi folks, Tom O'Brien here. If you'd like to get my daily newsletter, Market Insights, then now is a great time to sign up for a 30-day free trial. Every morning by 9:30, I send out my morning letter to subscribers with market commentary on a variety of markets, currencies, and commodities to keep investors up to date on the day's trading action. Included in Market Insights are specific buy and sell recommendations for stocks, ETFs, and even options, with stops and price targets included for every trade in my newsletter. If you'd like to try my newsletter risk-free for 30 days, then head over to the front page of TFNN and you'll find Market Insights under Trading Newsletters. I use my years of trading experience to bisect and dissect the market every morning and give my subscribers the most important information they need to know for the day ahead. I even issue afternoon updates for my subscribers whenever warranted with important market action. I'm always scouring the market for the next great trading opportunity. Sign up for your 30-day free trial to my daily newsletter, Market Insights, today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Wow! Go get 'em, folks.
Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Tiger TV is an exciting way to experience TFNN programming. See high-definition video, giving you crystal clear charts, as well as seeing some of the faces of TFNN's highly acclaimed financial experts with crisp, full-fidelity sound. Catch Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Larry Pesavento, Think or Swim, David White, Andy Hecht, and Daryl Martin in crystal clear, high-definition audio and video. Tiger TV, exclusively at TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. We have the Dow Industrials right now up 125. You get the Nasdaq down 29. S&Ps are up 6. And let's go take a look at those S&Ps. So they just whacked those S&Ps a bit. We were up 15, prior. Yeah, look at that little sell.
Yeah, we're down about 10 points off the highs in the S&P.
Yep.
Nothing to sneeze at.
Yeah, so we're down off the high of 26. No, 27.68. Yeah, you're down 9 points off that. Now, what this just did, and this looks like it's set up to go lower because we just took out a small B point, and you get the juice behind it. Look at that sell. So 48,000 on that 10-minute bar versus 35,000. You know, so it's Friday. Who wants to go home? Who wants to go home long in a trade war? This is, you know, what's so bizarre to me is that so. The bottom line is that Republicans are supposed to have no taxes, right? We're going to have so many freaking taxes, man, on everything that it's like, who gets all the money? And all the governments are going to get all the money. Yeah.
I'm just going to let you run with it, man. Go for
Okay.
it. You let me know when you want me to chime into your statement.
Well, that's tariffs are taxes. That's what they are. You know, bottom line is that you buy a Harley Davidson over there, you're going to pay another 25%. We're going to buy whatever we're going to buy over on our side. We're going to pay for it if you're going to buy it. That's what it comes down to. So, small caps. Let's go take a look at the small cap arena. You know, came down slightly yesterday, but that baby's still up at highs. If you want to see something wild, so you've heard me say a million times that, you know, we get these high volume lows from February 9th, but when you look at the small caps, like, can that really get down there? My take is that, yeah, it will, but look at how far down it is. It's a 142 and a 168.
We're solid 20% over that level.
Yeah,
I mean, like,
I know.
exactly 20%.
I know. It's huge.
Yeah.
It's huge. It's a big number, man. Let's go into the NDX 100 and see what we got. So your leader, Comcast, that's up 2.4%. Take it away from it, Clack. Clack is down 4%. You got Tesla off 3.2. Align Technology 3.2. Nvidia. So let's go take a look at good old Tesla. Look at that's pretty amazing, man. Tesla, what a run! It runs up to 373 and gives up 373. It gives up 40 points in 4 days, right?
Yeah. Tesla, talk about volatility, man.
That's intense.
Hold on to your seats if you're a buyer or a seller in that
is
stock.
Intense.
Yeah.
40 points in 5 trading days.
Yeah. Wow. What did it have for the run up of the previous 5?
No,
right? It's like that's
huge,
yeah.
huge. And yeah, it's going to be pretty cool when we look at these S&Ps because our next guest, we're going to be talking S&Ps.
Yeah, we got it after the next break. We got man Danny Riley, Mr. Tops Up. He's this S&P guy. We'll be chatting with him. It's nice. We got a bunch of good guests lined up coming on the program more regularly, so we'll chat with him after the break. But yeah, S&Ps, we're getting some action for the conversation for sure. Be interesting, man. Dow. For a while, I said, for like the beginning of the day, I said, I guess, negative territories aren't even going to be a possibility today, but give it some time, man. We'll start getting back into the realm where it will be possible. I mean, how far are we off the highs, right? 26, yeah, we're good. 80 points now off the highs almost.
Yeah.
75 Dow points. And you run another 75 Dow points, we'll be right next to negative territory.
And, the intriguing part, folks, is that you get the NDX 100 and the NASDAQ, they led all the way up. And if they're going to lead all the way down, it's going to be pretty intense because, we take a look at the composite first. You're really still at the highs, but, it looks like it wants lower price. So you're down $29. You're at 76.83. To get in a lower range, you'd have to go quite a bit lower, 76.37. But if it comes down into those floors, well, bottom line, you got a whole different animal that's happening out here.
Yeah.
And of course, what happens in the summer, you have less participants in the marketplace. Imagine, if you had a nice long portfolio, and then you're coming into the summer. I would say people got to look and say, well, I've been long for a long time. I've made a lot of money. Do I want to stay long? And that's the battle that people are probably having.
I agree with you, but I feel like we had the same exact conversation last summer.
You did.
And we are leaps and bounds ahead of where we were last summer.
I agree.
So that's the thing. That's
for
the
sure.
contrary side of that argument.
It is. No, it's
you would have missed out on Boku bucks.
That's right.
And that's the business they're in, is having money in the market. And so,
right.
We were having probably verbatim the same exact conversation coming into summer trading last year, and it's almost
and
scary
probably
to
the year
think
before
about.
too.
Yeah, for sure, right? Exactly.
No, the streak's been so long. There's no doubt.
Yeah.
We'll see whether this gold contract can get any juice. It's right at the level right now, folks. You're up $1.30. It's the 1272 number. We'll see if we can bust through that. If we can bust through that, then we might just get 1276, 1277. Not that that's a huge amount. It's only $5. But what it does do is it gets some traction going the right way.
Yeah.
The dollar has had some huge volatility out here this morning. When they just hit that S&P, the dollar had just gone the other way. Look at that little pop.
Yes.
We went from negative to positive, and someone else's whoever the seller was yesterday morning at 10:30, basically looks like they're still there, saying, okay, enough with the dollar. Because these currency moves. We'll see how they're going to work out, but the currency moves themselves, meaning whether it's the peso, whether it's the real, in Brazil,
the real,
they're big moves, man.
Yeah.
We all should go down to Argentina right now, have a big steak. Yeah, well, buy a ranch.
Sign me up, sure.
Totally. It's a lot less expensive. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Bitcoin still can't hold a bid.
Yeah, 6160. We'll see that. 5922. It'll be interesting to see if we get there by today.
Oof. You get 5922. Wake up Monday morning. Trouble in paradise, man.
Very true.
Trouble in
Definitely
paradise.
possible.
We go take a look at the XAU, the HUI. Now, these held up, too. So, on a weekly basis, it looks like they're going to stay inside their range. Yeah, they are. On a weekly basis, you get a test of the week of May 4th, and you get a rejection right now in the XAU. HUI set up the same way. It's been a long consolidation, man. Holy cow. Platinum, platinum. It's like it's hard to comprehend that we're at. Look at this, 870.
Quite a number, man.
It's disgusting.
Disgusting.
It is. Because I own platinum.
The world you live in.
I love platinum. It doesn't love me right now.
Yeah.
Seriously, man. That's crazy. And when you look at platinum, folks, PL1, and you put this on a continuous contract, where do you see this? This is like, I remember 2007, 2008. I knew that was like an insane number, but when you see it, it's really hard to comprehend what happened here. So look at this. So 2008, right? 2008, it's at $2,300. And then it crashes to $761.
That makes it back up to almost 2,000.
I know.
Yeah.
1889.
Go to the next little bar.
Right there.
One more. There you go. 1918.
Right.
Yeah.
Then crashes again to 812.
And we're basically at that level. Yeah.
Stay right there, folks. Coming back with our man, Mr. Danny Riley.
Danny Riley.
Dow right now up 126. NASDAQ down 30. S&P's up 7.5. Come right back.
Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors. No matter what kind of trader you are, 2018 is a great time to try out a subscription to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report. Whether you just plan on diversifying your portfolio with some exposure to gold and gold mining equities, or you're a gold bull that sees 2018 as the year of commodities, now is a great time to sign up for the Gold Report. Tom O'Brien publishes his Gold Report every Monday morning before the market opens and covers a variety of topics including gold, silver, platinum, copper, the XAU and HUI, the dollar, bonds, South African rand, as well as more than 20 of the most actively traded mining equities. Start your 2018 off with a bang and sign up for the Gold Report today. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. For all the details and to start your subscription right now, visit the front page of TFNN.com and you'll find the Gold Report under Investment Newsletters. David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. We have the Dow right now up 109, Nasdaq's down 32, S&P's up 6.5. Let's go over to our man. We got a new great guest, Danny Riley. Danny Riley runs MrTopStep.com.
That's right.
Danny is an S&P trader among many other trades, many other things inside the marketplace. Danny, welcome to TFNN.
Hey, thanks, Tom and Tommy. How you guys doing this morning?
Doing great. Great to have you, man.
Thank you for having me on. I appreciate it a lot.
So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, unlike a lot of my other floor friends, that when the floor was active, I started out as a runner in the Board of Trade. I never went to college. My dad ran a printing company in Chicago and got an offer to go down to the Board of Trade floor as a runner. And
so cool.
Ended up in the bond pit, which at one point was the largest futures pit in the world. It had over 600 locals, order fillers, and clerks in it.
Wow.
Ended up working for a guy, I don't know if you remember who he is. His name was Ricky Barnes. He was a well-known desktop trader for a company called C&D back then, Rich Dennis's firm. And he ended up sending me over to the Chicago Mercantile, where I went on to actually build the world's largest S&P desk, according to CME volume. And pretty exciting career.
Totally. You know what's amazing, Danny, is that I remember when they built the new bond room, and folks, what happened is the beautiful room they built it, and then that was the beginning of electronic, and the end of the end of pit trading really in bonds. That thing was just empty. It's like, oh my God, things change so quick once it started changing, right? Yeah.
Yeah, well, they did. The Board of Trade and the Mercantile were really always crosstown rivalries, and they called the Chicago Board of Trade the Irish Exchange and the CME the Jewish Exchange.
Oh, really? Interesting.
And they never really got along very well.
Okay.
And when electronic trading first came out, the CME was a little bit ahead of the Board of Trade. They didn't really move real quick. They had something called Project A.
Okay.
And it didn't work real well. And they even did night bonds. I don't know if you remember that, but they opened up a night session where they had bond traders in the pit at night.
Wow.
Trade the night session. But as we all know, they came together. They did the merger.
Yep.
They did the merger. And the funny thing about all that was that, if you had bought a CME membership prior to the IPO, the big seat on the CME floor was about $480,000. At one point, that membership, including its stock value, went up to over 15 or 16 million.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's a trade.
That's a trade.
Yeah. Yeah, well, if you were an old grain trader, which those gold memberships were the big ones. And, you know, as you know, the grains, they didn't do a ton of business.
Right.
But I think the big payday for a lot of those guys was, you know, the membership and the stock that they got when the Board of Trade got bought by the Merc.
No doubt. So I know you love trading S&Ps. So tell us, tell us a little bit about Mr. Top Steps and tell us what you're looking at today.
Okay, no problem. You know, one of the things that as the Merc came, as electronic trading started to grab hold on the floor.
Yes.
I didn't react real quick. We were doing a lot of S&Ps. I mean, we did stuff for Tudor, we did stuff for Lewis Bacon.
Yes.
We did stuff for GLG, Citadel. My largest accounts, which is kind of ironic, was Bank of America during the credit crisis and AIG. And the way what happened is one of the big funds called me up one day and he said, Danny, we love you, but you know, look, you got to get a couple of Globex terminals in. And at the time, the woman that ran the office for me, she was a little risk reverse, and she said, we can't have those terminals in there, you know. We're still doing enough open outcry business. And then one day I walked in and I looked at my partner and I said, look, we're moving the desk down near the S&P options, and we're going to put a couple terminals in. And thank God we did, because if we hadn't, we would have been out of business.
Yeah.
What basically the way Mr. Top Step came about was I teamed up with Pete and John Nigerian.
Okay.
To as the floor started getting smaller, to kind of be able to capture some of the stuff that we were putting out on our instant message on the floor.
Yeah.
At one point, we had over 600 traders, bank traders, hedge funds, prop traders, and when I did all the UBS program trading in the S&P, and when I had both sides of the trade. In other words, if we were doing an index arb sell program, you would bid for the futures and sell the cash.
Sure.
And it made it a lot easier if you had a more capital call up and say, hey, Danny, sell 600 big S&Ps. And then I'd pick up the UBS line and I'd say, give me a bid, you know. And the guy would say, hey, work 7.5 on 100, work 7 even on 100. And I'd say, sell 400 down to 7 even. And I'd just yell into the phone to the guy. And
you talk about a small world. This is crazy. So John Nigerian and the Howe brothers, right? I've had this program since 1994 and the network since then. They had a program here. I've been in their office, the Delta Neutral, at those meetings in the 90s. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, that is unreal.
That's awesome, man. Wow.
Yeah. Obviously, John, I've always considered myself a pretty good sales guy.
Yeah.
And when we teamed up with John, I found out that John, I think, is probably one of the best sales guys in the world. He really is.
Yeah.
But what happened is the desk continued to be very, very active. We've done business for Marty Schwartz for years, and he's probably one of the best individual traders out there. I mean, I know that everybody, George Soros comes in popping in and out, but Marty's remained one of the best all-around traders I've ever met in my life.
And he works with himself, right? I mean, that's right. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right.
I live in Delray Beach. He lives on the ocean about 1.5 miles away.
Okay.
I talk to him several times a day. He comes over quite often. He's 73 years old, but he's still knocking around big numbers.
Right. Wow.
And basically what happened was when the S&P started, he had a big thing about electronic trading and program trading. He hated it. He'd always say, well, you know what, the S&P is going to end up like the XMI, because the XMI became very electronic and he had a lot of programs running through it. And one day he called me up and he's like, God damn it, these programs, they knock me out all the time. Well, the reason he liked talking to me on the floor is because, like I said, I had both sides of the trade. I had the big hedge funds using
Auto flow, right? Yeah.
And I had the UBS program index arb business in the S&P, which they quote unquote, claimed had something to do with the '87 crash, which I don't think it did. I think just the systems back then couldn't handle the volume.
Okay.
But at one point, Marty told me he was going to take out $1 million ad condemning program trading in the Wall Street Journal. That's how much he hated it. But as we all know, we live in a very electronic world now. 80% of all the volume in the S&P is generated by high frequency or algorithmic trading. And, as you guys were talking about the S&P just a little bit about, the S&P.
Can you stay right there? We just got a short break. We're going to bring you right back. Cool?
Okay.
Awesome. Stay right there, folks. Tom, Danny, myself, we're coming right back. We have the Dow right now up 110. Nasdaq's down 23. Come right back.
Are China A-shares hot or not? If you trade China A-shares, now may be time to take a closer look. Trade CHAU or CHAD, Directions Daily CSI 300 China A-share Bull and Bear ETFs. China A-shares in either direction. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
I'm certain you are or strive to be one of the best at everything you do in life. It's the most common trait that we tigers and tigresses share. If you're looking to become the best of the best when it comes to managing your money, let me teach you to do what most wealth managers tell you can't be done, which is how to time the markets. I'm Steve Rhodes, author of Mastering Probability, and for the last 12 months, Timer Digest has been tracking my newsletter signals, which have earned me the ranking as their #1 market timer in the nation for the S&P 500 for the last 12, 6, and 3 months. Timer Digest also ranks me as the #1 market timer for gold as well. The fact is, markets can be timed, and I'll teach you the exact set of tools that I use that has transformed me into one of the best at what I do. Sign up for Mastering Probability today by clicking on the newsletter tab on the homepage of TFNN.com and get immediate access to workshops where I take you step by step how to use an extraordinary set of tools as well as provide great market calls too. Sign up today.
TFNN has put together the finest programming lineup each trading day, featuring some of the most knowledgeable and respected financial minds in the nation to educate traders and investors. On Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, we broadcast 8 hours a day, starting at 9 a.m. as Larry Pesavento kicks us off with Trade What You See. Tuesdays and Thursdays, we broadcast 11 hours. Get an early and healthy start to your day as Nico and Paige bring you Living a Primal Lifestyle. Then catch Andy Hecht at 5 p.m. with the Commodities Hour, following the Tom O'Brien Show. Swim lessons from TD Ameritrade Thinkorswim is now at 11 a.m., followed by Basil Chapman at 12 noon. See the TFNN program lineup via the link on the front page of TFNN.com to get a complete overview of our TFNN shows and hosts. And keep TFNN's Tiger TV tuned in on your mobile device, PC, or Mac for the latest financial news and information throughout the broadcasting day. TFNN.com, educating investors. Learn how to trade options with swim lessons. Brought to you by TD Ameritrade Thinkorswim. Next on TFNN.
Welcome back, folks. Dow right now up 111. You get the Nasdaq off 27. S&Ps are up 7. We're talking with our man, Mr. Danny Riley from Mr. Top Step. So, what do you think is happening with these S&Ps out now, Danny?
Well, whenever you gap up 15 handles higher, and I think what happens, and you've got all this kind of negative news floating around. And it's not really just the tariffs. The tariffs are the big thing that's, obviously weighing down on the markets right now. But, you've got a lot of emerging market problems going on too.
Yeah.
You've got rates going higher, and there's several things going on there. Ideally, I'm pretty much a bull market guy, but when you get these big gap ups like that, you use up a lot of the early buying power, and then the sellers take advantage of those gaps and got to come in a little bit before they go back up. you know, the big thing is that there is a big cloud hanging over the markets right now. You know, everybody's worried about another $200 billion in China tariffs from Trump, and I think that's your big, you know, that's the main concern.
Yeah, and you brought up those emerging markets. You know, these currency moves. I was saying to Tommy in the audience a little bit earlier. I mean, you know, if you're in Argentina, you know, you're in Brazil, these things make a difference, man.
You coming to Argentina for some steak with us, Danny? That's our plan, man.
If you guys are going down there, I'm going with.
That's totally right.
But you know, the thing is that a lot of people don't talk about the emerging markets.
Yeah.
We know that the IMF is doing some bailouts right now, and you know, and then and everybody kind of looks back at Europe and they say, oh, Italy, Greece, you know, these are the same things that keep getting kind of washed through the market for the last many years. But the emerging markets have really gotten hot.
Wow. Well, listen, it was a pleasure having you on, man. Look forward to it again. You have a great weekend, a safe weekend, Danny, all right?
You too. Thanks.
Thank you.
So check it out, folks, MrTopStep.com. He does some great writing over there, and Nadex, his associate Davin, does as well.
Stay right there, folks. Swim lessons coming right up. Thanks, Bill.
Thanks, man.
Go get him, folks.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.